Reality. Reaction. Reportage. Surrogate mothers in Ukraine. They already have their own children, but they give birth to children for strangers. Several thousand children are born this way from year to year. Who are these women? Why are they doing this? In the end, this work is the only chance to make money fast and provide their children with a roof over their heads. I know this child is not mine. I just carry it in my belly for other parents. Desire business thrives. Many of our patients send us frozen sperm samples, and then we run programs without their presence. We fertilize the patient's egg, or a donor egg. Clinics make millions on this. We observe that the state has no control at all over the offered fertility treatments. This means there is a large grey area. But for childless couples around the world, Ukrainian surrogate mothers are last hope if you really want to have a child and be parents. This is a basic need. Business built on the happiness of having a child. Surrogate mothers in Ukraine. Denise and Jens Walsner from Hoffenheim are going on a very special trip today. Again, when is the landing? 13:20? No, at 13:20 it's already the departure. You're right. They want to fly to Ukraine to their child, who is expecting birth being in the surrogate mum's belly. It's been a long journey, and now we just want to be able to pick her up. In 10 days it's our daughter's due date. If she took after her mother, she will be born later, and if after her dad, she will be punctual. Let's see how it will be. The main thing is for her to be healthy, and most importantly, we will be able to see her. If my wife says that it was a long way, it means we have been dealing with it for the last 4 years, starting from various artificial insemination attempts in Germany, and indeed, many attempts. In general, in Germany we had 5 attempts, which were all negative, and then we decided to hit the road towards Ukraine. And there we also had 1 unsuccessful attempt, before our surrogate mum got pregnant with our baby. Up there in the 3rd column, 2nd from the bottom. Yes, I see. In Germany, surrogacy is prohibited. In Ukraine, it is legal. They signed an agreement with the agency a 1.5 years ago. This is a well-known fact, that many couples from Germany or Europe and from all around the world go to Ukraine because of surrogacy. BioTexCom in Kiev is the largest reproductive medicine company in Ukraine. Couples who want to become parents come here from all over the world. Also, a child of Dennis and Jens Walsner was conceived here in the laboratory. Albert Tochiovsky is the owner of the company, a self-confident businessman. Clinics belong to his infertility treatment empire. Together with agencies, laboratories, he lodges surrogate mothers and future parents in their own hotels and apartments. Many patients transfer frozen semen because they cannot always come here one more time. For example, Chinese patients from Asia or people from Argentina or Brazil. They transfer their sperm and we run the program without them. We fertilize the patient's or donor's egg. In this fluorescent microscope we can recognize the so-called PID signature, which serves to determine gender. Because we have patients who want either a boy or a girl. Patients pay 40,000 to 60,000 euros for a child. With the help of this company, Tochilovsky makes millions. At the beginning of the coronavirus crisis, his company became known around the world because parents couldn't pick 70 ordered children. The footage of waiting children has spread all over the globe. But BioTexCom also made negative headlines, in particular due to the child trafficking. An Italian couple who ordered a child at his clinic found through a DNA test that they had no relationship with the child. The child was taken away from them. The case went to court. I just opened a clinic in 2010. These were my very first programs. This is of course a tragedy, but this is not human trafficking. That's ridiculous. How is human trafficking related to this? This was a medical mistake. Negligence in the laboratory. The case was settled, Tochilovsky argues, and the laboratories during the fertilization of eggs allegedly are subject to double control. But finding a surrogate mom is much more difficult, he says. Hundreds of Ukrainian women from 18 to 40 years old have signed a contract with BioTech, but the need is growing all the time. We really have a war of surrogate mothers. There are enough patients for all agencies, but not enough surrogate mothers. This is why talented mediators are so important. Olena Kononenko is such a mediator, but not for BioTexCom. She works with other agencies. She says, the market is supposedly big. What colour are the flowers? Red. And the trees? Green. Look. I don't want. I want something bigger. Then now you will have bigger. If I have enough strength. Take this one more. Look, a bunch. Flowers. 25-year-old woman after the birth of her son Nikita. She herself was a surrogate mother twice. One time for an American couple and once for a Ukrainian couple. As she argues, financial necessity is the main reason for women in Ukraine to work as surrogate mothers. I am an orphan child, and the state never supported me, didn't give me an apartment. I gave birth to a child. I was 20 then, and I had no idea where to go, because I had a $100 scholarship, and the apartment cost about $250. What should I have done? And then I started working as a surrogate mom, and bought an apartment with the money I earned. Most Ukrainian women become surrogate mothers because this is their only chance to buy an apartment. 80% of them do not have their own housing. Single mothers without a husband. They often don't have money for kindergarten or school. It all costs money, and there is no money for their personal needs. In the end, working as a surrogate mother is the only chance to make money fast and give their children a roof over their heads. Olena searches for contacts with potential surrogate moms on special internet forums. I always read comments. There are girls who are afraid to write a private message. For them, I posted an advertisement here. Every week I send about 5 to 7 girls to the clinic, and they are examined there. A girl can join a program if she doesn't drink, does not take drugs, and she has no disease. I look at this girl, I examine her appearance. She may be overweight, so I need to ask everything. Write down your height and weight. What is your blood group? There are offers from 2 to 3 clinics. I am waiting for her to fill out the questionnaire. I will see what interests her and then I will choose a clinic for her. Also, Olena will soon be a 3rd-time surrogate mother. She will again earn money for herself and for her son, Nikita. I have already signed a contract and I'm on the preparation stage. This means that I have already passed all the tests and analyses. Another month and then maybe I'll already be pregnant. Jens and Denise Velsner have been living on the outskirts of Kiev for 2 weeks. Their daughter's due date was 4 days ago, but she still makes them wait for her. We've already done everything, and when there was the last time we were here, we thought that maybe when we'd get here next time, then we may probably take the child home, but we did not know yet. It was still during the egg retrieval. It was still like the last 4 years, only dreams, aspirations and prayers. And now you go through all this, and you see the same things, and you know our surrogate mom is walking somewhere with our baby in the belly, and you just know, okay, now we got over it. Yes. At the egg retrieval, they took Denise's egg, and then combined it with Jens's sperm. Genetically, this is her child, even if it grows in another's belly. We communicated all the time through our agency, sent messages. We sent her a cute package for her birthday, which unfortunately did not reach her, but we intend to get to know her. Yes, BioTech permits this. Also, have personal contact after birth, if both sides want it. We want from our side, yes, and in the meantime, we learned that our surrogate mother, Yulia, said that she would like to get to know us. And in view of these circumstances, I think we will meet her. Yes. Of course, for us at the beginning, it was also strange. Surrogacy, doing it, what are the terms of the contract? While you think, okay, it's about having a baby, and you read a contract about it. Will you do it without my support? Yes, I can do it. Of course we wanted to become parents naturally. We wanted to know how the baby grows in my wife's belly. The belly is getting bigger, but the path was not expedient for us, and it just ended. And then we just decided on surrogacy. And we must eventually confess that the price drove us to Ukraine, which is about 1/3 of what it would cost in the United States. It's cute. Yes. Looks good. Ukraine, for many desperate couples, is the last hope to have a child. And unlike America, where clinics require $150,000 or more for one fertility treatment program, the available amount is suggested here. But doing business at good prices carries risks, emphasizes a well-known lawyer, Sergei Antonov. He is an expert in reproductive law. Nobody knows how many contracts are signed with people who want to become parents, and what happens to the children. Often these are not real agencies at all, but just 1 or 2 people. Nobody controls them. They are not registered anywhere, they don't pay taxes. And such companies in Ukraine are 60% of all reproductive companies, and they are not responsible for the mistakes they make. There have been many cases last year when the embryos were mixed up. A French black-skinned couple got a white-skinned child, and there were other scandals when the DNA test did not match the parents. In 2019 alone, 9 couples contacted me. Their DNA test was not confirmed. When the Ukrainian parliament was re-elected in 2019, the deputies promised to finally create laws. There were proposals for reforms from Sergei Antonov too. Unfortunately, nothing happened. Large reproductive medicine clinics are not interested in changes. We know how our parliament works. Laws are often made for specific interests. Unfortunately, reproductive medicine has also become hostage to this situation. This means that no law has yet been issued, but uncertainty is a privilege for many, and so it goes on. We are watching over as the state has no control at all over the proposed fertility treatment programs. Until now, a lot remains unclear. For example, what will happen to the child who is born disabled and whose parents don't take him? The law of Ukraine only established that surrogate mums must have at least one child, and that those who wish to become parents cannot be homosexuals, and need to have at least 4 failed IVF attempts, like Jens and Dennis Valsner. A great day has come for them. I've never been so excited walking through here. Their daughter was born 3 days ago. They were not allowed to the maternity hospital because of the coronavirus. Today, there should be a transfer of the child to one of the hotels. He said we need a good night's sleep tonight, but I stared at the crib all the time, which is in sight from our bed. And all the time I was thinking, oh my God, from tomorrow she will lie there and will always be with us. Yes, a night full of excitement. Yes. A DNA test immediately after the birth of their daughter established a genetic relationship. In a few minutes, they will see their child for the first time. My belly.
Can we leave that with you for a moment? Thank you very much.
Oh God, I can't take it anymore. In the end, we didn't come lightly to that decision, to go this way, and we had to prove in Ukraine that we cannot get pregnant naturally. And that was still an important aspect for us, that in Ukraine they pay attention to the health state of surrogate mothers. That on one hand, surrogate mothers should already have a baby, their own baby. There must be medical prerequisites, that there will be no problems with subsequent births, and that they will have during pregnancy good medical support. Then a car with their daughter, Laura, finally arrives. An agency employee brought the child from the hospital here. Oh, my treasure. Hi, my precious. Hi, my precious. Hi, my precious. Hello. Do you see her? I can see your hair. She sleeps deep and soundly like her dad. Yes, let her sleep. We are very happy, very happy. We already have the first test results from the pediatrician. It's all right now. Yes, she's healthy, chipper. She just ate. She has a good appetite. Everything is at its best. Yes. But Denise and Jens Valsner have to stay in Ukraine for another 3 weeks. They still have to go to the administrative authorities and to the German embassy for Laura to be legally recognised as their daughter. And at the same time, they will see their surrogate mother Yulia for the first time. Yulia Matvienko lives in the village, 3 hours drive from Kiev. 3 days ago, the 30-year-old woman returned here from the clinic. She has already been a surrogate mother 2 times. She has a common-law husband and a 7-year-old daughter. The small family lives together in cramped quarters in a small parents' house. This is my daughter's desk, where she does her homework. And here we sleep. And this is our room. And my brother's room. There are also my daughter's stuff. Bought this bear when I was returning from the clinic. This is a gift from my daughter because I haven't been home for so long. I was gone for about a month and a half, but she knew I was at work. Of course she missed me, just like the last time when I was a surrogate mum. Then I was away for about 3 months, and the separation was worse than that this time. She got older and in principle she got used to it. This is almost normal. Of course she wanted me to finally get home. This is the very first photo with me, my common-law husband and my mother-in-law. I then cried with happiness. This is always the case when you have your firstborn. A baby girl of Denise and Jens Valsner was in her belly a week ago. Her family views her work with mixed feelings. My husband was against it, of course, but I talked to him, explained everything to him, and then he understood everything well. My dad probably sees what I'm doing rather in a negative light, because he doesn't understand how can you give away a child that grows in you. But I support what I do. This child is not mine. I just carry it in my belly for other parents. After giving birth, I was bleeding heavily and was unconscious for almost 1 day. I had general anesthesia, and I have not seen the child. I look at it like this. This is not my child. So I have no special feelings about this. My mum and my 3 sisters understand this. And they always knew. And with money from surrogacy, I could build our new house. So there weren't many questions. Pretty ones. You are sweet. What's that? Yes, I give it to you. Right next to the parents' house, there is a small house of the deceased grandmother. Julia wants to move here soon, with her husband and a little daughter. We're in the kitchen now. There will be a shower, sink, refrigerator. That's all basically. Here we have a hallway and the oven that Dad built for us. This will be our living room and a children's room for my daughter. I bought all this with money from surrogacy. Finally, we can live on our own. I will decide for myself, and I will not need to listen to anyone. Nobody will decide for me. We have been planning such a small kingdom for a long time. Thanks to money from surrogacy, now we can make the dream come true. Finally, be separate from your parents. In the village, people know about her work as a surrogate mother. Julia never hid, but she knows there are many prejudices. Therefore, she does not want to show her family and daughter in front of the camera. I think there is little work now, especially for young people. That's why young mothers decide to work as surrogate mothers. This way, they can take care of themselves and their families. Julia received 16,000 euros for giving birth to a child to German parents. This is her husband's salary for several years. According to German law, Julia is still considered a mother of the child. Therefore, she will soon meet Denise and Jens Welsner, and for the first time, she will see the girl, Laura, which she gave birth to. German embassy in Kiev, 1 week later. Here they meet for the first time. Ukrainian surrogate mother and German parents. Julia brought with her a gift for the child, a traditional Ukrainian dress. I have to rock baby. Give me a bag. Very cute, huh? It's very nice. Many thanks. Many thanks. The translator helps keep the conversation going. And national colours? It's for a girl. We need to go there. Today my husband and our surrogate mother are at the German embassy. And Julia writes for my husband something like a power of attorney, by which he alone can determine that we can leave with the child, and he can decide everything himself in Germany without her. As for me, according to German law, I am still nobody for her. I have to adopt her in Germany, because according to German law, the mother is the one who gave birth to a child, and in the Ukrainian birth certificate, genetics is considered important. That's why I and Jens are listed there. Hi, my precious. God. For 2 weeks, Denise Welsner is a mom. I see that we are hungry. Yes, my treasure. She completely unexpectedly turned our lives upside down. We had to learn to do everything. I always say she's a kid for beginners. She was always patient and condescending to us, because at first we didn't know what was right, what she wanted now, and what should we do, but we quickly got used to each other. First contact with a surrogate mum, for a German couple, went well. Sensually, she was with us all 9 months, because she was our part, although we had no personal contact. But she was our tummy mum. She had our Laura inside her. And when you meet this person, you think to yourself, oh my God, how is it possible to thank her? I hope and think that she saw how grateful we were to her. Two weeks later, Julia Matvienko came to Kiev again. Once again, one had to confirm to the registry office and the notary that she gives permission for Laura's adoption and that the child has the right to live in Germany. For a 30-year-old woman, this is the end of the surrogacy process. She just wants to quickly buy a present for her daughter and quickly go home. I'm glad that I helped those parents give birth to this girl. I'm really glad they have this bundle of happiness. We surrogate mothers understand that we bring joy to parents. I'm a mom myself. I also have a child. For me, it's a great happiness in any case. This is the most valuable and important thing in a mother's life. Julia would go for surrogacy again, but this is no longer possible. I won't do this anymore, unfortunately. The fact is that after the delivery, I had severe bleeding. The doctor said that most likely I won't have any more children. My future is my child. Denise and Jens Valsner returned back to Hessen. Both parents talk openly about the fact that their Laura was born from a belly of a Ukrainian surrogate mother. They said Germany would never have given them this opportunity. We consider it just a tragedy that in a country like Germany, all possibilities have been exhausted. Exactly. This is one of the most conservative countries in a field of reproductive medicine. We do not want to say that this is the right way for everyone. Everyone decides for themselves, but for us, it was like that. Hey! They always talk about a desire to have a child, and I always think it's much more than that. You little sturdy girl. If you really want to have a child and be a parent, if you want to give all your love to a little creature, it is not a desire, but a basic need. For us, the topic of surrogacy was just the right way. We would of course go a usual one, but in the end, it was the best that could have happened to us. They want to communicate with their surrogate mother Julia. Their child should know that not 2, but 3 people took part in her birth.